in the second episode of the circus, and it was much darker than I ever expected. In the episode, we see what looks like the backstage area where Caine creates NPCs, and Goo realizes he's not even real. He's just an AI. He even discovers that the memory of his own mother isn't real. But what exactly is this place? It can't be the only one in the entire circus, so let's break it down. During the chase, the truck split up, and when Goo's truck crashes near a cliff, it clips through, sending the real truck flying away with his bandit friends. But Goo glitches through to the bottom, ending up in a room where NPC models are stored, further confirming that the amazing digital circus is indeed a video game, with Caine being some sort of programmer. Interestingly, in the same way we have God because he created us, the AI NPCs believe Caine is their god because he created them. This is evident when Princess Lulu refers to Caine as their god. But because Caine isn't an emotional being like the real god, he doesn't really care about the NPCs. That's why we saw Caine make Goo explode the second he set foot in the circus. Caine never intended for his NPCs to know they were NPCs. They all think they're real, and don't even realize they were created for a video game. This brings up the mystery of the backrooms and their true purpose. My first theory is that Caine really is the programmer of the circus, and he creates everything you see in the adventure by hand. This can be supported by the fact that when Caine explained the adventure and Zooble didn't want to go, Caine panicked and told her about the new AI he was testing, which should be 57 times more immersive. This must refer to the NPCs in the adventures, suggesting that Goo isn't a human or an NPC, but an AI smarter than any AI in the real world, with what seem to be real feelings. He struggles with his own mortality and can't even remember what his mom looked like because he was just created for a video game. But here's the thing. Caine said he was trying out a new AI, not multiple new AIs. This makes me wonder if all the AI are under the same learning program, but are given different memories, which is why each of them acts differently. For example, when Goo and his friends first see the circus members approaching, one of Goo's friends says, "Do you think your mom's going to pull through if we get all this back to the village?" His other friend replies, "I'm sure she will. This much syrup would save hundreds of people." Finally, Goo says, "We won't know for sure until we get back to the village. She's a fighter, though. She taught me everything I know." This shows that each of these NPCs has different memories that go back years, probably implanted into their AI programming by Caine. In order for Caine to bring these AI to life, he must give them memories and bodies, which brings us back to the backrooms, where Caine can create bodies and store them under the map. He then uploads their copies into the real world, where they participate in the adventures. You can see Princess Lulu and the mannequins in the kingdom, the chocolate fudge monster, and the fudge lake, and Goo and his friends in the open country. They each act differently, but are all under the same AI. This is fascinating because I assumed the mannequins didn't have feelings, thoughts, or memories, and were simply NPCs. But it seems they do, because when the circus members first enter Candy Canyon Kingdom in the video, you can see two blue mannequins, one dark blue and one light blue, getting super happy and excited. However, the dark blue one shakes off the light blue one's head, seemingly unaware of what's happening. This doesn't seem like something a typical NPC would do. If they really run off the same AI as Goo, it means they have just as much emotion as he does. We quickly learned how deep Goo's emotions run, so this mannequin literally killed his friend and now has to deal with that, just as Goo would. They can all speak, as shown when the mannequin pushes over Gangle and screams, "Look, it's the princess!" This was hard to see because we only got to see Gangle be happy for about 4 minutes. But what's scary is that if this is where Caine creates and stores everything for each adventure, he must be able to do this incredibly fast. We know from Regatha saying that yesterday was a crazy day for Pomni, at the beginning of the episode, that only 1 day has passed since episode 1. This means Caine had to create the entire kingdom, as well as the new AI and NPC bodies, and all the objects like the trucks and decorations for the kingdom. A strange detail you might have missed is that there are a bunch of convex mirrors around the room. These mirrors aren't anywhere in the actual adventure, and only seem to be in the backrooms. Maybe Caine uses them to look at stuff, but they're circular mirrors which would be incredibly hard to use. Looking at the room, we can see almost every object made was put in there. It's similar to when people make games and duplicate objects. Caine only had to make 6 versions of the mannequins for each color variation, and then duplicated them all over the place to create the entire kingdom. The same goes for the lollipop decoration that Pomni uses to try to lever the truck. Caine only needed to create the object once, and then he could place it all over Candy Canyon Kingdom. But I have another theory. We saw with the fudge monster how he can morph and transform, yet his body in the backroom seems very stiff. What if these characters are just models that Caine makes and later recreates with AI? It's almost as if the models in the backrooms are made out of clay, and then the real ones are given AI. The models are like wax sculptures of the real NPCs. But the thing is, Caine knows that the AI are capable of seeming like human life, which is why Pomni built a relationship with the AI in the form of Goo to the point where she wanted to bring him back to the circus. So they clip back through the floor, and when they go through the portal, Caine does one of the most shocking things I've ever seen. He makes Goo explode into confetti. Pomni is immediately shocked, but Caine tells her, "I know you guys love your NPCs, but if I start losing track of who's human and who's an NPC, who knows what could happen?" As he says this, he has one of the darkest expressions on his face, as if he knows something terrible could happen. This is probably an experience other circus members have had, because as soon as Pomni tells Ragatha that she's going to bring Goo back to the circus, you can immediately see a terrified look on Ragath's face. She says, "That's good of you, Pomni," not, "That's a good idea, Pomni," or that she wants to meet Goo. Ragatha wasn't interested in getting to know Goo because she knew what was coming. Even Kinger said earlier in the episode that he remembered how long it took for Ragatha to adjust to the circus. So I'm thinking this is an experience everyone has had, where they make an NPC friend, only to find out later that Caine doesn't allow it. It's not that it's impossible to bring an NPC into the circus, it's absolutely possible. But Caine might be hiding a secret he doesn't want the circus members to know. He literally said, "Who knows what could happen," but in one of the scariest ways possible. I think Caine knows what his AI are capable of, and it's possible they could discover things the circus members can't, revealing Caine's secrets. So Caine has to get rid of them before they talk too long to the circus members, shattering their existence or even helping them escape. I believe the backrooms are creation rooms where Caine makes the AI bodies, but the AI is the same for each character, just with different memories, making the AI seem different. Maybe Caine is hiding something that we just don't know about, and hopefully we'll find out soon, because it seems like we have more questions now than when the pilot episode was released. Share your theory with me in the comments, and I will definitely read them and add the best comments to the next issue. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video here.